I asked ChatGPT the top 3 things not to do as an Amazon seller, but were they any good? In this video, we'll find out. But who am I to question our AI overlords? My name is Steve and I'm an Amazon consultant who works with brands to help them increase their sales online and on Amazon. I'm also a brand owner who sells exclusively on Amazon, and I've worked with Amazon since about 2015 for some of the biggest brands in the world. So if it tries to give me bad answers, I'm ready. Let's go over to ChatGPT using the GPT-4 model and give it the prompt of what are the top 3 biggest mistakes to avoid when selling on Amazon. Okay, so first response is in. Number 1, neglecting product research and market analysis. Jumping in without thorough research is a common mistake many new sellers make. Selling on Amazon isn't just about listing a product, it's about understanding the market, the demand, the competition, and the potential profitability. Ignoring any of these aspects can lead to poor sales performance, negative cash flow, or even business failure. Yeah, that's really true. In fact, actually, I speak to a lot of brands who have jumped in at the deep end without studying the market, studying if there's even demand for their product, and actually is the product oversaturated on Amazon? Is that category just too competitive? They can't get to the right commercials, they can't make it profitable, but they've gone in and it's costing them. So what I do first off is I just use a combination of tools, first party and third party. So I go to brand analytics in Amazon. If you're a brand owner, that'll be available. And I also use Helium 10 as a third party tool to help give me some extra information around the category that I'm looking at. These tools are also really great for looking at competitor keywords, competitor performance, and the keywords that are really important on that category for me to implement into retail readiness when I'm setting up the product, or actually in most cases when I'm reworking the product pages. So the first one's actually not too bad. It's a little bit lacking on detail, but it's okay. It's a good starting point. On to number 2, violating Amazon's policies. This is a big one. Amazon has strict rules and guidelines for selling on their platform. Violating these can lead to penalties, listing suspensions, or even being banned from selling on Amazon. Make sure you fully understand Amazon's rules regarding product listings, customer interactions, product authenticity, and more. Avoid black hat tactics like fake reviews or keyword stuffing, which might give a temporary boost but can lead to long-term harm. Absolutely, I see it far too much on Amazon. It happens so commonly. I actually have seen it start to bleed over onto LinkedIn and people posting things around some of the black hat tactics that have started to happen to them when they've ordered something from Amazon. The reviews ones is super important. Gone are the days of putting in a slip into the box of the product, sending it to the customer and asking them for a 5-star review. You can't do that anymore. And actually, let's be honest, it was pretty unethical to start off with anyway. But what's even worse is that it's still happening today, and those slips are even incentivizing the customer to leave them a 5-star review by giving them money to do it, asking them to post a screenshot of their 5-star review onto a closed Facebook group or send it to a certain email address and they'll get an Amazon gift card. It's just not on. It ruins the platform. The customer experience is crap. And if this happens to you as a customer, report it to Amazon, please. And the keyword stuff in part is just a really bad customer experience. You see it a lot on eBay, on other marketplaces as well, where if you look at the title, it's just word after word after word that doesn't make any sense when you read it as a sentence. Actually, you've got to more massage in the keywords into the copy that's on the product pages today. But policies in general, really good one to be aware of. Definitely the review on it tends to be the first thing that brand owners go for who are inexperienced with this thing. So please don't do that. Okay, clearly point number 2 touched a nerve with me, so let's move on. Tip number 3 from ChatGPT. Poor inventory management. Both overstocking and stockouts can be costly. Overstocking ties up capital in unsold goods and can lead to high storage fees, especially for low-moving products. On the other hand, running out of stock can result in lost sales, decreased ranking, and a bad customer experience. Develop a robust inventory management system, keep an eye on the sales trends, and adjust your stock levels accordingly. Yeah, it's a pretty good point. I think it is one that's overlooked with inexperienced sellers in general, not just on Amazon. But there are some nuances to it, like the size and weight of the product that you want to store, and actually what resources do you have available to even store your stock. If you're importing thousands and thousands of products from China or somewhere, but they're really small products, actually storing them in Amazon might not lead to too many big fees, but it's always worth looking at an external warehouse company who can potentially store the stock, see how much it costs at least, because it might actually be cheaper than storing it at an Amazon warehouse if you're using FBA. Okay, so those 3 mistake tips from ChatGPT actually weren't too bad, but I have a couple of extra things to add on myself. This by no means is an extensive list of mistakes to avoid that could go on for days, but these are just 2 more things that I see quite often and actually I get asked about quite frequently. So my first one actually links in to ChatGPT's number 1 in getting the product set up for success. I speak to a lot of brands who have loaded in their product, they've put it live on Amazon and they expect it to be a smash hit because they love the product. The customers who have already got it give it rave reviews, but it's just died on Amazon. 9 times out of 10, they have not set up that product listing for success. They haven't studied retail readiness, and they also haven't activated a paid advertising strategy. It's super important these days on Amazon to do paid ads, but do it correctly. Even if you've got a small budget, in fact, more importantly, if you've got a small budget, you have to plan it in advance and do it correctly. And number 2 is you can actually calculate your fees ahead of time. Go to Amazon's fee calculator, put in some product details, and it will tell you how much your fees are going to be. So you can work that into your calculations and then plan ahead properly. So you don't get stung and caught out with silly overcharges or just fees that you haven't planned for. So that's it. We gave ChatGPT a shot. It did okay, but lacking a bit of detail. If you want to know more about anything I've discussed today, leave it in the comments below, ask me a question, and I might even make a video about it in the future. But for now, if your brand needs some help with selling online and on Amazon, head on over to reflexconsultancy.com where you can find out how to get in contact with me and we'll look to set up a call. Thanks for watching. Happy selling.